How about it? We was just counting down the new year, and now look, y'all, look. Rent is already paid. It ain't even due no more. It's paid. And we about to get this reaction video popping. Now, if you are new here and you just clicked on this video because you like reaction videos, subscribe to this channel and join the family. Help me get my watch time and meet my goals by the end of this year. Yep, I got new goals, like we all should have new goals because it's a whole new year. But help me reach my goal by watching, liking, and joining the family by subscribing. If you are returning, you already know how we like to do it. Let's get straight into today's reaction video.
Part one of how my mom dated a killer and how he unalived her. So this happened when I was about 6 or 7. And like, I just remember as a kid, like it playing on the news, like back to back. Like when it happened, every person's house we went to, it was on the news. Like, and that was traumatizing for me as a kid. But like, so like when he used to come around, me and my sister never liked him. Like as kids, we was like, ugh, we just did not like him. We was like, mama, like we didn't even understand why she liked him, like, but she was all about him. And whenever he came over, it was like he took her attention off of us. Like they would be in the room, so we'd be like, you know, like, who this dude think he is, just coming over, you know. But it was just like he kind of looked, I don't know, just like us as kids, like we just peeped it, like, man, something ain't right with this man. But my mom was like into him, y'all. I'm trying to tell y'all. And I remember like he used to try to like win my mama over, clean up the house, cook her breakfast. And so my mom was like, you know, like, ooh, y'all, do y'all like him? We like, And so like every weekend we would go to our auntie's house because she only had one daughter and another one was in college. So we would always go to our cousin's house and visit with her on the weekends. And so yeah, so when he would be over, me and my sister would be like, ooh, we leaving, you know what I'm saying? Because he always got her in the room now, so we was kind of excited to be leaving, whatever. That was like the gist of like how things were going. And like I remember one time when we was about to get our butt whooped because we had did something, and we used to run, like make our mama chase us, you know, like your mama have a switch or something, so we would run from my mama. Why one time he started trying to chase us, like to make our mama catch us. Like me and my sister was looking like y'all. And so I remember one time me and my sister, we was really trying to run now. And I remember I had hid up under the bed, like all the way in the back. And so I was like looking, and he like found me, and he had, I guess he was cooking something. He had one of those little long forks, you know, like the long pitchforks, like when you grill and you like poking the sausage or whatever, or the meat. He like had it and was like.
A lot of times they say that children know, like children can feel like the negative or positive energy, or whether, you know, adult, you know, like them. And a lot of times like children can point a bad energy out before that actual parent or before the actual person. So they might have been on to something.
So this is gonna be real quick, and this is not gonna be a whole bunch of parts. So like I said, when he did the little pitchfork thing, like that already was like, this dude is weird. I never told my mom about that though. But I will say, when we had left that weekend, because like I said, we went to my auntie's house every weekend. We had gave our mom a hug and kiss. She met us like she was at the doorstep. We gave her a hug and kiss. When my uncle hit that curb, we was like, wait, we forgot to give our mom a hug and a kiss. It was evident we gave our mom a hug. So it was like, we had a feeling, we knew our mama, we wasn't gonna see our mama again. Like that's, I'm telling y'all, I'm not lying. Like we had a feeling that something was just weird. So sometimes when I leave the house with my kids and they cry, it's like very triggering for me, because I'm like, am I gonna come back? Like, what y'all crying for? What y'all crying for? You know, so Yeah, so yeah, it's gonna stop, but yeah, that's part 2. Okay, y'all, this is part 3. So like I said, when me and my cousins and my sister was playing, like, it was cool until it hit like bedtime. And I swear, y'all, it was like something so heavy on my heart where I could not even go to sleep. Like, I was just like thinking about my mama, like, oh my God, something is wrong. And my mama, she was the type of mama where we had to know our address by heart, her number by heart, house phone number by heart, all that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like looking for the house phone. At this point, I know everybody in the house is asleep. And I'm like, Mama, when I called her, y'all, important details. When my mama used to be mad or arguing with anybody, she would shut her room, lock her door, and blast the music. That's immediately what I heard. I'm like, Mama, what's going on? Why you mad? She's like, girl, stay in the child's place. And then I hear him banging on the door. I'm like, Mama, is everything okay? So she's like, yes, girl, stay in the child's place. Da da da. I'm like, oh my God, like I just.
To know your mother's routine when she's upset, angry, or mad, like, is real traumatizing. Also, not only when she's angry, upset, or mad, because you don't know what's wrong with her, but to wind up not seeing her again after you already knew something was wrong with her and then she told you to stay in the child's place is very traumatic. Very traumatic. So imagine, like, you already knowing, because you on the phone with your mom and you already know something's wrong, but she telling you to stay in that child's place and it's nothing you can really do. And you can't really tell nobody because it's your mother's business. Like, ooh, that was a lot.
Okay, as requested, this is a longer part 4. Sorry, y'all. I was watching back the videos and I was like, oh my gosh, those were really short. But anyway, just bear with me. I got y'all. So I was, after I got off the phone with my mama, that's where we was at, right? It was so hard for me to go to sleep, y'all, but I finally dozed off. And then I woke up in a panic, like a damn hot flash. Like, I was like, oh my God, let me hurry up and call my mama. Let me hurry up and call my mama. I hurry up and called her back, no answer. When I woke up in that panic, y'all, I really feel like that's when she took her last breath. Like, I really do. It's nothing that nobody can tell me. Shh, baby. There's nothing that nobody can tell me to make me believe that wasn't her taking her last breath when I woke up like that. So when I had woke up, my sister woke up, my cousin woke up. Me and my sister kind of had the same vibe. Like, we was just off. Like, we wasn't excited. Like, ooh, we finna go run and play. It was like, it was just very like dry, basically. So we went downstairs. My cousin like, y'all want to play Monopoly? We just like, yeah, like, you know, like the vibes was off. So we start playing Monopoly. I swear to God, y'all, me and my sister start crying in sync, like busting out crying. My cousin looking like, what's wrong with y'all? And from that point on, it was like everything was a domino effect. So me and my sister start crying, and then we hear our auntie upstairs yelling and screaming, crying. And then the doorbell ring, and it was like a sheriff knocked on the door, y'all, I'll never forget. Knocked on the door and was like, hey, are you guys relatives of such and such? Of such and such. We need somebody to come identify the body. Like, the whole house went crazy. Like, it was just that right there, just that, y'all. Anyway, yeah, that part is just hard for me to even think about. Like, everybody just started going crazy, crying, like, oh my God, oh my God. Anyway, me and my sister looking at each other scared as hell, like, damn, we not gonna be able to go back home. Like, we thinking all type of stuff. Where we gonna stay now? Like, where we gonna live? Like, so that was just so fearful. After that happened, my uncle did have to go and identify the body. They had to take pictures and for evidence and everything in court. So then Yeah, I just want to insert a picture so you guys can see how teen my mama was. But yeah, so back to the story. My uncle went to go identify. They also took pictures as well for court. And then they also, like, when a couple of family members and my older sister got to the house, I mentioned, like, y'all called my mama last night and they were arguing. She was like, why you didn't tell nobody? It wasn't to, like, a part where she tried to make me feel guilty. Because I feel like a lot of kids probably would have took that as always my fault. I didn't tell to save my mama. I never felt like that or nothing. So that was good. I can only imagine how that would have made me feel. But the way he had killed her was he strangled her to death. They said that, like, this part of her, like, of that little line right there was disconnected. They said her ear, like, this part was disconnected. Like, he really, like, damaged her face. And that was even scary to think about. But crazy thing is, y'all, he slept with her the whole night. Yeah. And then he woke up and turned himself in. So, yeah. A little backstory on how me and my sister's life went. We did end up staying and living with the auntie that house we was over. Excuse me. We did end up living with her. She was doing well in life, so we ended up kind of like, you know, I don't want to say things happen for a reason, because that would be only strictly selfish just because how our life turned out. But my auntie was well off, you know. I think me and my sister, we didn't have to share rooms with our cousin or nothing. You know, we went to a good school. We lived in a city at the time, so that's kind of how, like, everything happened. When we went, we did have to flunk a grade because we was terrified about going to school. Y'all, the first time I had went to school, them kids was looking at me like I was crazy, just looking like. And I don't know if the teacher had maybe told them, like, hey, you guys, like, when she comes back to school, please don't ask any questions. One little girl asked me, did your mom die? And I just ran the heck out of class. Like, I just could not take it. I didn't want to go back to that school. And so then, yeah, that's a little backstory. Y'all got any questions, y'all can ask. I don't want to disclose his name because I swear I think he got out of jail like in August of last year. So I don't want to disclose his name. The videos are already doing well, so.
What? Already got out of jail? He didn't get life? Like, that was already psychopath that he laid next to her mother's body after her mother done passed away, went to sleep, and then woke up the next day, like, beside a deceased body. That was crazy. He probably said that he was mentally ill or something. Like, how did he not get life? Like, these cases be confusing me because the things that these people do when they murder somebody, they are back out on the streets after that.
Yeah, I'm gonna make this one part 5 because as I'm just like thinking back on the story, you know, some details are like popping up. I'm like, dang. So I'm just filling y'all in. Like I said, just be sure to engage, and make sure y'all following me as well. But like, I don't know what part I said this in, but the time we had left our mama, and I was saying like we knew we wasn't gonna see our mama again. Like, we just had a gut feeling, but we couldn't really put a finger on it. My mom knew as well. So like I said, when people say people know when something's about to happen to them or something like that, I believe that to be true. A couple of weeks prior to her death, she had me, my sister, and my older sister. It's 3 of us, y'all. I don't know why I feel like I'm leaving my older sister out, but she was out the house. And sorry, y'all, I know I said 6 or 7. I was 10. I was tripping. But anyway, so a couple of weeks prior to that, she had my older sister come over, and she sat all of us down in the living room, and she was telling us, like, y'all, I need y'all to listen to me. And she was serious as hell. She said, y'all, I need y'all to listen to me. I don't know, like, I can't even really think about her words, but it was something along these lines. Like, I need y'all to listen to me. This is very serious. She caught our attention. She said, if anything ever happens to me, yep, right on the money. That's exactly what she said, y'all. She said, if anything ever happens to me, I need y'all to follow this. She said she didn't want us to split up. She told me something about how my dad was supposed to continue to pay child support as long as I went to college. If not, up until I was 18. She told my sister something. I was so engaged on what I was supposed to remember. I don't remember what she told my sister or my older sister. My older sister is in her 40s, and then me and my other sister, I think she's about to be 33 and I'm finna be 32. So yes, she told each one of us something that, sorry y'all, my nose is running, but she told each one of us something that she wanted us to remember. And we was like, Mama, why are you talking like that? Like, you know, we was down there finna cry just right there. The whole day was like just dry, like still as hell. Like, we was just kind of looking at each other like
y'all, I kid you not. I believe the same thing. I believe people know when it's almost their time or something about to happen to them. They just start feeling weird, these vibes. But I feel like this conversation needs to be brung up a lot. Like, even if they don't feel like something's wrong or something gonna happen or they sick, they need to sit their children down. Like, everybody, I feel like everybody in the Black community, when you talk about death, like, nobody wants to talk about it. Everybody feel weary to the point where these conversations never happens. And I feel like that they should happen. I feel like that these children should know what to do when what their parent want them to do if this was to happen. Like, this is a topic that needs to be brought up, not just when you feeling weary or feeling like something about to happen or you're sick. Like, you need to have a honest conversation with your children, especially in the Black community. For some reason, they like to keep their sicknesses under wraps and not tell their children so their children can prepare their minds and stuff like that. And they pass and their kids are like, she was never sick, or like, I can't believe this, like, she wasn't showing these type of signs. Like, I just feel like, even though they're young and stuff, kids should know that, yes, mommy not sick, but mommy's gonna fight, but she just wants y'all to know so it just won't sneak up on them. Because I think when it sneaks up on them, it's very traumatizing and they have to get all of this counseling. Even when you tell them, either way, it's gonna sting and hurt. But I feel like, personally, these conversations need to be brought up.
Okay, y'all, so this is part 6, and I'm just make this about why I didn't go to trial, the funeral, how the funeral was for me and my sister. That's kind of what I'm going to hint on. Another important question somebody had asked was, did he kill someone before my mom? I want to say yes, or he either went to jail previous for beating his ex-wife. So he definitely had like a record, I will say that. And yeah, I did not go to trial because that freaked me out. Like, I think if I ever come across him, I think I would probably just maybe faint. Like, I think I'd be scared to death. So, like I said, when they asked, hey, do you want to testify? I was just like, So that was that. And when in the courtroom, he pled guilty, like it was an accidental. So I don't know if that's why he got off, but with him doing everything to his face, to her face, I don't think that's necessarily how it went. And then, like, back then, I remember them saying he got 25 years to life, and I remember my aunties and uncles and them saying, like, if he ever see a daylight again, you know. and saying that ain't long enough. But anytime you hear life, you kind of think like, oh, okay. But yeah. And then the funeral, just touching on that, they said it was going to be a closed casket. Y'all, when me and my sister walked into that damn funeral home, we had on 2 long dresses. I think mine was pink, hers was purple. And the casket was wide open. We saw Mama laying up in that damn casket. We was spooked. Y'all should have saw how fast we walked down that aisle, because it was like, you know how the church is set up, it's like walkways. We sprinted to our seats. Like, we thought it was a closed casket. So I'm trying to think, anybody else have any like details to put in there, to put any details that you guys want to know? Sorry, y'all get tongue tied all the time. I can't even help it. But yeah, if you guys have any other questions, let me know. I'm pretty open about the situation. Like, this happened when I was 10 years old, so I am okay, y'all. Life's great. So I do want to say that, but I am thankful for all you guys'.
Ooh, imagine you, a child, get to your mother's funeral and thinking that the casket going to be closed and it's wide open. Wide open. Imagine how many dreams they probably had after that. But, you know, oof, crazy. 25 years to life.
Okay, y'all, I'm gonna answer a few of these questions tonight. The question is, sorry this happened to your mom and siblings, so sad. May I ask, has this made you very selective with your caliber of men? And the answer is yes. I've left men alone if they had a tendency of being overly mean. I do not date mean men. That is one thing that will get you left. Here I come, Terry. So yes, and then I tend to date people that I know, that somebody know I went to high school with, something along that. Somebody that knows somebody that know you that knows you. So yes, that is the answer today. I've had dudes try to talk to me in the grocery store, and I'm like, I'll probably, give a little bit of attention, but as far as inviting them to my house or maybe even taking it further, no. I'll be like, you ain't finna get me.
Yep, that will make you very traumatizing towards dating and everything, especially like after what happened to your mother. I am so sorry that her and her sister had to deal with this. Not only that, her other sister, her older sister, wasn't even, there because she had gotten older and was on her own little journey. But I am very happy that her auntie stepped in and took her in instead of letting the foster care system take them in and split them up. I am happy that auntie stood up, took care of them very well, and they turned out just fine. At the end of the day, like, it is traumatizing to lose a parent, but to also lose a parent in a tragic way. Her mother probably did have a feeling, probably didn't, but something told her to inform her daughters in case something happened. So could that mean that that man was already abusive to their mother and they was just too young to realize it, or he only got real aggressive towards their mother when they weren't home, when they went over their auntie house? Could have been. But what I do know is her mother probably felt that way because she already knew stuff about him that other people did not know about. And I'm sorry that happened to their mother. Like, she was beautiful. She was very beautiful. And he could have possibly been jealous of her. Like, She was a very beautiful woman. To beat her real bad and mess up her beauty, her face, and then sleep next to her, and then wake up the next day and turn yourself in? Sir, are you crazy? I just hate when stuff like this happen. Like, especially when she talked to her mother that night and knew something was wrong with her mother, because she know her mother patterns when something's happening or happened, and then to realize later, being woke up out of her sleep, something's not right. And I do believe a emotional attachment, if something was to happen, you could feel it too, or you have a sign. I have had those type of things where I dreamed about something and a couple of days later it happened to that person. Or that's why now when I dream about crazy stuff, I tell somebody, like I talk about it. Because what? But you guys, drop down in the comment section what you think about this story. Don't forget to like, comment, and definitely subscribe to this channel and join the family. If you are returning, I appreciate y'all 100%. Like, comment, and share. And I hope you all have a blessed day. Peace.